You think your back pain comes from age, work, or bad posture. That is not the truth. The deeper cause is what you have carried inside yourself for years without expression. The spine bends when life has been bent for too long. In this talk, I am not offering physical exercises. I am guiding you toward freeing the emotions stored within the body. You will see why pain repeats, why relief feels temporary, and why the spine reacts when your life has been constrained. When this becomes clear, the body no longer needs to shout. Awareness itself becomes medicine. This is not about fixing yourself. It is about releasing what was never allowed to move. And when that release happens, the body relaxes naturally. You were taught to endure, to stay strong, to control yourself. From childhood, emotions were judged, corrected, or ignored. So you learned to tighten. You learned to hold. Slowly, that holding became your posture, your movement, your pain. Most people treat the spine like a machine. But the body is not mechanical. It is emotional, intelligent, and it responds directly to how much of life you allow yourself to feel. This approach does not fight the body. It listens. Step by step, you will see how emotions settle into the spine, how suppression turns into tension, and why real healing cannot come through force. Fear tightens the lower back. Unspoken sadness weakens the center. Control hardens the neck. Pain is not your enemy. It is your guide. When you meet it with awareness, the spine softens without effort. Listen not to remember with the mind, but to feel with the body. What you are hearing is not new. It is forgotten truth. It may sound simple, yet it changes how you see your body entirely. Most people believe memory lives only in the brain. They try to solve pain through thinking, analysis, correction. But the body has its own intelligence, older and more honest than thought. The spine gathers what you did not live fully. Pain does not appear randomly. It appears with meaning. When something inside you was not allowed to move or complete itself, the body becomes its language. The spine records this not as words or images, but as tension, weight, pressure. An emotion fully lived leaves no trace. It comes, moves through you, and goes. An emotion interrupted halfway does not disappear. Its energy must go somewhere. It cannot return to the mind that rejected it, so it moves into the nervous system, the muscles, the spine. Think of the spine as the central pillar of a house where conversations were never finished, tears never shed, truths never spoken. If the windows never open, the air grows heavy. Nothing seems wrong at first, yet breathing becomes difficult. The spine holds what was never aired. You may forget an experience. Your body does not. You may say it is over. Your spine says it is still here. Suppressed fear sinks into the nerves. Unexpressed sadness weakens the core. Control hardens the back into armor. Pain is not malfunction. It is message. Ancient traditions understood this. They saw the spine as the bridge between survival and consciousness. When energy flows freely, life feels light. When it is blocked, existence feels heavy. You cannot fight a message and expect clarity. Pain is not punishing you. It is guiding you, asking to be acknowledged, not corrected. From early life, you were taught how to behave, not how to feel. Certain emotions were allowed, others were dangerous. Tears were weakness. Anger was wrong. Fear had to be hidden. The mind learned this lesson. The body did not. The body responds honestly. Fear tightens muscles. Sadness collapses the chest. Anger hardens the jaw and shoulders. This is natural. But when emotions are repeatedly cut short, muscles never receive the signal to release. Over time, contraction becomes habit. You call it posture. You call it stiffness. You call it age. But it is history. A muscle that tightens and releases returns to softness. A muscle that tightens and never releases forgets how to open. Emotional control becomes muscular contraction. Repeated contraction becomes chronic tension. Chronic tension becomes pain. Society calls this strength. But each time you obeyed those rules, something inside you tightened, not because you were weak, but because you were sensitive. Sensitivity without expression turns inward. The body reveals your emotional strategy. The one who endures collapses inward. The one who fights hardens outward. The one who controls stiffens upward. These are learned responses written into muscle. Like a river blocked again and again, pressure builds until the banks crack. The river did nothing wrong. It only wanted to flow. Suppression does not settle evenly. Fear lives in the lower spine, the fear of survival, of instability. This is why the lower back tightens when life feels uncertain. The middle spine carries sadness and unprocessed grief, heaviness without clear reason. The upper spine and neck carry control, responsibility, the need to manage everything. People who carry the world on their shoulders feel it exactly there. These patterns are not random. Armor forms where vulnerability was unsafe. Muscles harden where softness felt dangerous. Over time, pain becomes familiar. You think this is just how your body is. It is not. It is how life trained you to survive. Healing often fails because the body is treated as a problem to fix, not a message to hear. Force can silence symptoms, but it cannot dissolve causes. Stretching without meeting the emotion brings temporary relief. The body relaxes not when it is corrected, but when it is understood. Tension is intelligent. It formed for protection. When the body feels seen, it softens on its own. Awareness does not fight. It allows what was stopped to move again. Feeling does not hurt you. Suppression does. The moment an emotion completes itself, the guarding muscle can finally rest. Healing fails when awareness is missing. Release is not an action. It is a consequence. It happens naturally in awareness. Awareness is the release. When you stop trying to fix yourself, the body feels safe. Emotions finish their journey and dissolve like ice in sunlight. The spine relaxes because it no longer needs to protect. Your spine has been loyal. It carried what you had no space to feel. Pain is not punishment. It is unfinished experience asking to move. The spine does not need discipline. It needs permission. The spine also holds unspoken truth. Every time you said yes when you meant no, stayed when you wanted to leave, smiled when you wanted to cry, the body remembered. Rigidity begins psychologically before it becomes physical. The spine adapts to inner compromise. Truth has movement. Suppression creates stiffness. The body shows what the mouth could not say. Protection once saved you. Later it imprisons you. Armor that helped you survive becomes pain when life asks you to live. Healing comes not from attacking armor, but from restoring safety. Gentleness is essential. Trust teaches the spine it no longer has to guard. The spine also mirrors how you live now. Each small self-betrayal sends a message. When life moves against your inner truth, the spine compensates. Pain returns when life does not listen. Each honest choice, each boundary, each moment of rest signals safety to the body. Breath and spine are one movement. Suppression shortens breath. Restricted breath restricts life energy. What breath does not touch becomes numb and tight. Breath is permission. When breath deepens naturally, emotion releases without effort. Do not force it. Allow it. The spine responds to trust. Stillness also heals. Not forced stillness, but the stillness of not running from yourself. When you sit without trying to improve or fix, defenses surface and soften. Stay present. Let sensation speak. The nervous system resets. The spine remembers ease. Now understand this clearly. Your body listens to your inner voice. Your blood carries your emotional tone to every cell. Fear sends one signal. Love sends another. No one taught you this, yet your body has been listening your whole life. Thoughts become chemistry. Chemistry becomes message. Fear releases stress. Love releases healing. The blood cannot tell imagination from reality. It listens to tone. Whisper fear, the body tightens. Whisper kindness, the body softens. The body listens not to loud words, but to the whisper beneath them. You may say I'm fine, but if fear is underneath, the blood carries fear. Awareness reveals this whisper. Presence changes its tone. Love transforms it. Awareness is not effort. It is light. Presence is holding without judgment. Love is the warmth that melts resistance. When you speak to your body from presence and love, the blood relaxes, cells reorganize, and healing becomes natural. You do not need to force change. You need to see, allow, and soften. Speak to your body as you would to someone you love. The spine was never meant to be armor. It was meant to be a bridge. Freedom does not begin in the mind. It begins in the body. And the spine is the doorway.